It was the worst of times. It was the best of times. We got that dub.
Dub.
Victory Monday. But I have a question for y'all. Will the real Taylor Heineke please show up? Will the real Taylor Heineke please stand up? We're going to have a problem here. Next on Command This.
What's going on? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Command This. It's Monday. Victory Monday. Moxie Monday. We're calling this one Moxie Monday. No pack, no. We didn't think, a lot of us didn't think we were going to win, but you know what? We came out on top. We got the dub.
I said we'd win by 2.
I said we were going to lose by 3. And you know what? We'll go back and we will reflash all those score predictions from after we do the game recap. We'll go back and reflash all the score predictions from last Thursday and see how close we really were. But welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, episode 156. Fellas, just off the cuff, Dev, I'll start with you, man. How you feeling about that 23-21 win over the Pack? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good about it, actually. I'm hoping that this is a precursor for a ton of wins to come.
Yeah, the first of many to be piled on. What about you, Phil? What's your initial take?
It's about damn time Scott Turner listened to me and called the offense. About that time that he finally listened to me and called the offense that I've been calling for 7 games now. Better now than never. And I am going to statistically prove this too later on. But yes, I feel like this was one of those turning point moments for real. I mean, it felt like the season. You're at that point. You're only a game back. You've played badly, but you've held on to the game back in the wild card. You need to start racking off some wins, and we got the first one.
That's right. We sure did. Let's welcome our boy Yam to the show. Morning, fellas, and Phil. He's headed to class here shortly, but he said he believes he called 24-17 Packers, but I always want to win. Same with you. I did not predict a victory last weekend. I had us covering, but not winning. And another good point, just like you said, Matt Ryan's done for the season. Colts putting a cult move, playing for the draft again. They are putting in Sam Ehlinger. I believe that's their quarterback out of the University of Texas. And you know what? Ha, Jim Irsay. All that nonsense you talked about, getting rid of Carson. You got your quarterback in Matt Ryan.
Our quarterback was hurt. Yours got benched.
Yes, that's
benched.
That's a lot different. Not just a little bit different. That's a lot different when you put it that way, Phil, for sure.
I thought he just had a separated shoulder or some shit.
You're talking about Carson?
No, they said they benched. No, they benched. The word we used was we have benched Matt Ryan for the rest of the season.
Right, but I saw on SportsCenter he got a separated shoulder. He's going to have surgeries out for the year.
Matt Ryan? I don't know.
Grade 2 separated shoulder or some shit.
Well, maybe.
Still funny either way. I wish Wentz was healthy this game so we could get all the guys fired and Wentz would be the cause of it, man. Because you know Rake's gone, right? Frank Rake is gone, bro. We'll save that talk for Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you had arguably one of the best running backs in the NFL in Jonathan Taylor. I don't know. And you had your quarterback who didn't do bad last year, and you get rid of him. So whatever, all good. Yam said they did announce it after bench call. But Matt himself said like he felt like he can play, but you know what? All good. Well, let's get into the recap here of the game. Let's talk about how it went. Let's go a little bit of quarter by quarter, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and bring the music down here a little bit, just so we can get our voices a little bit of inflection in the background. And so 23-21, guys. That was the final score. Very, very ugly first half, if you guys remember. I want to say,
"Oh, wow, you ugly! You ugly!"
As we were kicking off the very beginning of the game, a lot of people were like, "You know what? Put in Sam Howell. I'm ready to go." I was one of them. I think Taylor Heineke started 0 for 7. I think he took
1 of 7 for 17 yards and a
1 of 7, 17 yards.
And Rasul, what's that guy's name?
Rasul Butler.
I can't think of his last name for Green Bay. Nearly had 3 picks himself.
He did. But
it's Rasul Butler. I'm sorry,
Rasul Butler.
Okay, Rasul Butler.
Yeah, I wonder if he's related to Rasul Butler for the Washington Wizards back in the day, man.
I don't know. That's what made me think about it.
All right.
But needless to say, going back to the first quarter, it was a very ugly first half for the burgundy and gold. Green Bay went up about halfway through the first quarter, 6 minutes, 38 seconds left, with a Aaron Jones 4-yard pass. Aaron Jones was tearing it up for those first couple possessions. And now all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, shit, here we go. It's going to be the Aaron Jones show. And then they just stopped running the ball. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is, if it's Matt LaFleur calling the plays, but they took a page out of the Scott Turner playbook and just stopped running the ball. And then going into halftime, we got a field goal in the first. We got a field goal in the second. Devontae Campbell had that pick 6 that Taylor threw, continuing his terrible play going into the second quarter. And so it's 14-3. And then Carson comes out and throws a 9-yard pass to Taylor Heineke in the back of the end zone. Beautiful catch by Antonio Gibson. Good placement on the ball.
It wasn't Terry. It was
Antonio. I'm not gonna say it was a terrible throw because it was a good placed ball from. It
was a good throw. It was a good 10-yard pass.
Yeah. Going to halftime, 14-10, and okay, we got a little bit of life in us. And then the second half was a tale of two cities, man. It's the Packers didn't come to play, and we came to play. We come off from a 37-yard touchdown pass from Taylor Heineke. Beautiful, very good ball. It was definitely a 50-50 ball, and that's what Taylor does with Terry. He's not always open, but he'll throw the ball, and he'll give him an opportunity to go get it, and he did it in this one. Joey Sly hit a field goal at the end of the quarter. We're up 20-14, and you go into the fourth quarter like, okay, we got a chance. Joey Sly opens up the fourth quarter about halfway through, kicks a 19-yard field goal after a 61-yard drive. 23-14. Green Bay gets the ball. They end up scoring with Aaron Jones on a 75-yard drive. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. 3 minutes, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 14 seconds left, and it's 21-23. And so we end up running the ball out. We have to punt, which we did, and we put it down pretty far, and the game's about to end. But, fellas, the last play of the game, tell me that shit didn't give you a heart attack. Tell me it didn't give you a heart attack because they made it freaking damn play on the field.
Stanford band vibes, man. I know.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Stanford. Who else? There's someone else who did it too.
Man, I saw what had happened. I was talking to Shotguns more and him later. I was texting him, and as soon as we punted it to him, I said, "Man, here come the dumb fuckery." And like in my mind, I just knew like some dumb fuckery.
Aaron Rodgers, man.
I was afraid when the flag was thrown that they hit him too hard.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Tress picked the wrong time to pop it up.
Alan Hester, James Jones, Keith Estrite says Washington Redskins forever. Ugly win, but we'll take it. Yes, sir. Man. Send him to the locker room crying after that. Paulie. Paulie, F you, bro. Thank you for watching, man. Thank you for watching. Yam says, isn't it wild to think that right now we're technically tied for 6th place with a few other teams in the NFC? It just thinks the rest of the NFC East is 1st, 2nd, and 4th respectively. And they all won this weekend, fellas. They all won. Melissa Flores says Heineke number 4. Scooter Jones thinking, here we go again. Yes, that last play of the game. It was very, I mean, if you also remember, Aaron Rodgers got leveled during that play.
Murked.
That's why I thought when the flag came out, I was like, oh no.
But he made that forward pass. Had he not made that forward pass, that play was still alive. And I'm trying to remember.
It wasn't even a forward pass. It wasn't even a forward pass.
They still had about 30 they still had about 30 or so yards to go.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even a forward pass though. That was a penalty.
It was a forward pass.
Yeah. I thought it was a penalty for like a block.
No, it was a forward pass. He threw it. It was about 3 or 4 yards forward. Like it wasn't even like close. It wasn't even like Music City Miracle close.
I know. Shelly Moore says, I don't know about
not know.
Yeah, Frank Wycheck.
Yeah.
Never forget that one. Shelly Moore says, I don't know about how downplay our win with Taylor Heineke beat A-Rod. Now, Shelly, thank you for watching, first and foremost. I wouldn't say Heineke beat A-Rod. I mean, it was like I said, a tale of two halves. It's really hard for me to explain. I don't.
A-Rod ain't played good either half, bro.
Yeah, no one. They both teams really struggled.
I'm going to get into why things work differently and why I should be offensive coordinator.
Go ahead and answer it, man. Would we have won if Wentz was quarterback yesterday?
With this game plan, yes. Now explain why. Glad you asked. Squirt Reynolds, Ebenezer Spooge.
Squirt. Cheers to Taylor.
Mario brother.
Don Box Muncher.
Don
Targaryen.
Box Puncher. Hold up. I'm pulling up my stats right now because I actually went and did a little research.
Yeah.
While
we're waiting for you to come up.
I got it right here. Okay. Got right here. I'm going to throw some numbers at you. With Wentz at quarterback this year, 28 runs, 42 passes, win. 21 runs, 51 passes, loss. 22 runs, 52 passes, loss. 27 runs, 44 passes, loss. 17 runs, 41 passes, loss. 28 runs, 25 passes, win. And you notice that when we get to 28 runs, we win. Don't I always say run the ball 30 times? You'll win.
Gang ball, as Miss Tui said. Hey, real quick, shout out to Chris Bryant, Hog Farmer Chris, dropping in the chat. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining. Saw you on TV twice, by the way. I saw you, Jeff, and Joe.
Yep, I saw him too.
Got in the end zone, banging. Joe was up front banging the ball, but I saw you, you and Jeff and Keith back there. Cheer, man. Good stuff. Always enjoy seeing you guys. You and the rally captain. Love fighting.
How was it? I heard there were a lot of Green Bay fans there, but they just weren't loud like the Eagles.
Julie told us there was a lot of Green Bay fans there too. If you remember that the dead air comment she made, she thought we were not recording or not off the air, and she said, "Well, there's a lot of Green Bay here." Not that it's a big deal. It's a true statement.
So this is what we did yesterday: 34 runs, 34 passes. We won. Now you may think, well, that's one game with Heineke. Oh, let's look at our mystical 4-game win streak from last season. 34 runs, 37 passes, 40 runs, 25 passes, 43 runs, 36 passes, 30 runs, 31 passes. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, you can win with Taylor Heineke if you take the game out of his hands. In Wentz's case, you got to take less. You got to put less of the game on his shoulders. All right. I've never said that Carson Wentz was a Patrick Mahomes type, that you can lean on him to carry your team to a victory. But he can do more than Taylor Heineke, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that. The passing offense is more dynamic. You don't have the vertical threat that you do with Wentz when you have Heineke in there. Now, granted, everybody's going to point to the one pass. The one pass to Terry in the end zone over Jair Alexander. Two things. One, that was the greatest pass to Taylor Heineke's career.
No,
the greatest pass he has ever thrown.
One of the Sims against Cowboys that eats that one, man.
No, it does not.
He threw a 60.
He's never dropped a dime like that one.
He threw a 60 on.
He's never thrown a 60-yard pass in the air.
Watch the game.
The
Sims, man.
Never
lost him. Caught it like this, standing up in the end zone with the ball in his hands, man. Check it out. Watch the game last year, man.
Dude.
Bring up the highlights, Steve.
Come back to the ball.
Bring up the highlights, Steve. No, he didn't. He caught that in the end zone. Whack him. I'm telling you, man.
Hold hold up. I'm not done with this though. So Shelley brings up the front line look better with Heineke. Yes, because the game plan moved the pocket more.
No, the front line look better because Trey Turner ain't play either.
Let me finish here. I gotta make this clear for the people. When the pocket moved for Wentz, he was more effective, all right? Because moving the pocket, more rollouts, more bootlegs, more play action that matches the run game we're running, more running the ball to make the play action more effective, right? These are all things that mask the deficiencies of your offensive line. It also, because realistically, Sadiq Charles had a horrible game. Was one of the worst rated pass blockers in the league this past week. But you mask the deficiencies by doing these things, all right? Joe Gibbs, he moved the pocket with Mark Rippon. Mark Rippon is a statue. He was born a statue. But even he got to move around in the pocket. Wentz is mobile enough. I like that. See, this right here. This is a prevailing argument that just isn't true. All right. And someone else says he plays scared. Really? A quarterback who throws blocks in the linebackers is not playing scared. All right.
He's got more pancakes than our offensive line.
Yeah. Carson Wentz had 2 pancake blocks in 2 weeks. Heineke would never. So let's stop with this whole heart comparison and all this other stuff. The thing is, though, because Heineke is limited, Scott Turner changes the offense to limit the deficiencies. I think that Scott, because he had a big, strong-arm quarterback, finally got to run the air Coryell he wants and wanted to go bombs away. The problem is our offensive line wasn't going to hold up like that. All right? And that's on the coaching. That's not on the quarterback. Now, it is smart because now you're playing an offensive style that you can win with Heineke. I don't hate Taylor Heineke, despite what people think. I hate his hive because I think they have a love affair with mediocrity. I don't think.
Is this your monologue? Are we flipping to the monologue now? I
think we're in the fine. F it. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out the way. All right, Taylor Heineke.
A lot of comments to get to.
Let him get to it. I'm going to burn up the comments going. All right. I don't hate Taylor Heineke. I like Taylor Heineke. It's like someone who's enthusiastic and loves to play the game. All right. He is not a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. It's arguable that he's not a better quarterback than Sam Howell. Sam Howell just doesn't have any experience. All right. That's the only thing that puts him above Howell, in my opinion. But he plays well enough when he plays within his limitations.
Better than Sam
Howell. We are limited. That we can do some things because we take the pressure off of him by running the ball, right? By moving the pocket, by playing solid defense. You don't lean on him to win, which makes it easier for him to make the play because the other team is not keying on him to make the plays. All right. Now,
wrap it up, B.
Here's the thing. I hate the Heineke hive because y'all have a love affair with mediocrity. I heard in the 2 days leading up to this game that Heineke is a borderline Pro Bowler and that his arm is just as strong as Drew Brees. Everybody's favorite comparison because they're both short. All right. I immediately then pulled up a clip of every Drew Brees 70-yard touchdown from his rookie year until 2016 or 2017. Right. And it was mostly bombs that Heineke can't throw. See, Bernadette, you're an idiot. It's wrong. I already proved that wrong. Anyway, now.
Phil with the insults off the jump. He means well, Bernadette. This is what he does.
No, it is what I do. All right. I'm being real here.
All right. Let's go. We got a lot of comments to get to.
Let's get to the comments. But everything I said is true. All right.
Heineke's better than Evans.
I hope we win all of our games the rest of the season with him at quarterback if he's going to do that. That would be wonderful because it means we go to the playoffs, we're rolling, we found a way to win. But he is not some great savior. Let's stop act like he took this team on his back and he carried them to victory. No, all right? Y'all forgot how bad that first half was because of how good the second half was.
We've seen this story before. We've seen it. We've seen this story before. We know how it ends. It's Rudy. It's Rudy. You know what I mean? We don't need to continue to see it, right? I mean, we know the outcome of this story, don't we? We all do.
Do we? Because I don't think everybody's on board on that.
I think we do. Deuce, Red Zone in the Lab said the legend of Taylor Heineke. Hey, Phil. And Deuce, this is I wore this on Tuesday. My spite purchase from last year. But no, my sentiments. I agree with Phil.
Game and the excuses to pour in.
I agree with Phil with everything he said. Yep, he's you know what? He's probably one of the top 3 backups in the NFL. I'm glad he's on my team.
I would agree with that. He's a great backup.
And his legs make it does make the offense look better, but the play calling also made the offense look better. And we haven't seen that play calling since week 1 versus the Jaguars. And that's what really pisses me off is where was that play calling weeks 2 through 6? It was non-existent. Non-existent. We'll get to some of these comments here. Antonius Brown says Heineke bested Tom Brady. Why are you afraid to say he beat A-Rod? I think this is more of a team victory. Don't get me wrong. Taylor had some great plays, but with the first half being so bad, that defense kept us in the game. The team won this game. I don't say Taylor won this game. The team won this game. And we'll talk about this here shortly. Joe said, did you see security fans told fans to sell the team signs down? I'm not surprised. Marcus Edlin, thanks for joining. Said Phil is right. A balanced offense is key for Heineke to be successful. Go check out Marcus's Facebook group called Sports View 2 if you haven't already done so. Paulie said, damn, wish I was on the show. Phil bugging. That was a little bit ago when you started your stuff. But I'll keep going down. Tony Page, thanks for joining us. We need a better O-line. Quarterbacks running for their lives every Sunday. That's this damn
every day.
Aaron said, what's on your head? It says, why so serious?
Hey man, one thing you will have to say about face. You want to see a magic trick like I did Dwight on The Office? Elevator closes. But man, no lie though. I mean, Taylor was playing, pretty good, man. For the second half of the game, there was a play I saw on the 3rd and 2, where where it looks like he hit, maybe it was Cam Sims in the middle of the field. It looked like a mesh type of play. That was pretty dope. How he did a shoulder shrug to evade the tackle. That's the things I like about Heineke that a lot of backups especially don't do. He knows how to avoid rush while staying in the pocket. I think that his footwork in the pocket is at this point better than Wentz's. Physically,
I don't know. He threw more. Half his throws were off his back foot.
Well, that was not in the first half. Every throw for the first 2 quarters, he was backing up and throwing. It was very Dwayne Haskins like.
Yeah.
But the second half, he got settled and planted and drove, and his throws were much better.
There was a couple of times where he avoided in the pocket with his shoulders and still connected. And that's the things you like about him, because you can tell he obviously knows the offense. But that was at the beginning of the game, man. I was terrified because that guy, man, was throwing some open receivers behind him, and he hung 2 or 3. He hung 2 on the sideline high. I'm like, man, there should have been 2 or 3 picks he had if we're keeping it real.
It's Rasul Douglas. No, I'm sorry, not Rasul Butler. If Rasul Douglas makes the plays and Terry doesn't if Terry doesn't actually be our best defensive back in the game on Sunday, Rasul Douglas has the greatest defensive game in the history of NFL football, because he would have had 3 picks and a fumble recovery.
By the way, rest in peace, Rasul Butler. He died in a car wreck with his wife, I think, last year.
No, that's no good.
Yeah. Rest in peace to that guy.
Yeah. You know what? Aaron said something great here. Follows by running game, 80s football. You know what? You can throw all the 2022 modern NFL offense. We need Byron Leftwich, blah, 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 blah. That you want. If you can't have a balanced attack, you're not going to be consistently successful. You'll be fun to watch. All right. True. When you're on, and you'll be awful to watch when you're not.
Yeah. And while we're on this, Paula, you asked what's the outcome? To me, the outcome is he's gonna go off on a win streak. He's gonna lose some. He's gonna play terrible, and then we're gonna end up at 7-10, 8-9, and then we're gonna ask, what's our quarterback plan for next year? I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
And that's my biggest scare. That's what I told you at the beginning of the year. The biggest scare is that Wentz either he gets hurt and doesn't play, or he plays good and we're terrible. That's the worst thing, because then you don't know what you're going to do next year. We're going to be asking the same questions this time next year.
Can I tell you what I hope?
If we don't draft the quarterback. I think we keep Wentz and draft the quarterback, if you want to be honest.
What up, Jason?
You know what I hope?
What do you hope?
I hope that we run an offense like we did against Green Bay, against every team we play, and I hope we run off a bunch of wins.
And not make the
playoffs. And we continue this offense with a few more wrinkles when Sam Howell takes over next year.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
Jason
now.
Says Taylor's the GOAT, Phil.
Let's
Jason is not getting Christmas cards.
He's trolling you. But let's be honest though. What if? Let's play a game of hypotheticals. What if Heineke reels off about 6 or 7 out of like 9, the 10 left, or how many's left? Let's say
10 games left.
Right. Let's say he reels off 6 or 7 of those. Do you put Wentz back in?
Well, no, because Wentz is back in 6 weeks, 4 to 6.
Then why wouldn't you just trade Wentz now in the next week or two?
No one's going to take a guy who's on IR.
If you eat the salary, they'll take that shit because he was back in 3 or 4 weeks.
I got a graphic to show. This was published on Twitter during the bad times of the first half, and people were saying why Taylor was having such a hard struggle, and then the argument was, well, it's because the line's all bad. Look at his numbers from clean pockets.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not good. Yes, the Moxie gets us the wins. It's Moxie Monday. That's what we're celebrating.
Moxie, man.
Numbers don't lie, and trust me. I'm ecstatic for the win. We beat the Packers and first ballot Hall of Fame Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not sold on the Taylor is our savior. He is not.
The Moxie Mamba, bro.
The Moxie Mamba gonna get us. That's what it is. Mamba. The Moxie Mamba is gonna get us.
He's going.
So you say that Taylor Heineke is our Brian Scalabrine?
Maybe.
Or he's our Kobe Bryant.
He is not Kobe.
Might be Vanilla Bryant. He might be.
Overreaction Monday, very quickly.
Moxie Jackson.
Dev, what's your overreaction? And if you got an overreaction in the chat, put it down in the chat. Let us know what your overreaction is.
Heineke is an all-pro quarterback. That's an overreaction.
There you go. That's an overreaction. Heineke is an all-pro. Overreaction. Phil.
We're going to go undefeated the rest of the season because of team effort, and Heineke Hive is going to swear it's only because of our quarterback.
Also a great overreaction. You
can't overestimate, Moxie, bro. You can't overestimate that shit.
Moxie goes far. My overreaction.
I have a lot of Moxie on this podcast because I straight up call people out.
Good for 7 wins.
Doesn't mean you want to put me behind quarterback.
Moxie is good.
My overreaction is we have middle linebackers now. We're good.
We do.
We're not. They had some flashes of greatness yesterday, but I need to see a lot more than what I saw yesterday than to say that we got great.
No, but I'll tell you what. Did you notice this? We were in dime. We would go into dime on 3rd down a lot. But what they would do is they would take Jamin out. Right, Jamin Davis would be out because you don't want him covering receivers. What they would do to have another linebacker is they'd slide Curl down into the. Curl is playing a lot in the middle as well, covering that middle of that field where usually Jamin would be. And then Derek Forrest would even creep up into like that mid area behind the linebackers.
Yeah.
It was because Davis only played about half the snaps,
which is
because
weird.
They were rotating him in and out a lot with other defensive backs. I really thought that Del Rio has really begun. This is what we saw during the win streak last year too. The 4-game win streak was Del Rio got a little more creative with these defenses, and they started reacting, and he started getting the right guys in the right places. I will say this: Jamin Davis does look like he's starting to figure it out. He's really learning how to read the blocks, get off the blocks. He's not getting caught in the wash. And same thing goes for Cole Holcomb. Instead of making tackles 5 yards downfield, he's up on the line of scrimmage.
Yep, it was good. He's playing better. He's I don't know. It's just good to see him. It looks like we have some semblance of some middle linebackers. Marcus says overreaction is a lot of fans are already saying we should pay Heineke for next year. Man, I want to go back to a comment that Deuce said from our boy Red Zone in the Lab. If you haven't already done so, go check our boy Deuce out on YouTube. Rezo in the lab. He's also the king of Twitter Spaces. So if you're on Twitter, you got to get in them spaces.
He's a god of Twitter Spaces.
He said 6 games. Taylor Heineke winning 4-2, winning, and he's playing better than Carson Wentz. You got to keep him. 2-4, you go to Sam Howell. I can't argue with that. That's a good point. I don't see a situation where Carson Wentz comes back unless the D is the sole reason we're winning. Yeah,
man. I'm telling you right now, if we win 3, let's say he comes back in 4 weeks, right? So it means he misses 3 more games minimal, right? If he comes back in 4 weeks and we've won all 4 of the games, but it's not because of Heineke, and it's like it was today where he just doesn't lose the game, even though he had plenty of chances to lose the game, by the way. Right, he did try to lose the game.
He tried to lose that game early.
But definitely, if we win 4 games and he's not the reason we win, do you go back to Wentz? If not, then why aren't you just trading him for anything, dog? You're going to end up eating $27 million this year anyways.
So you might as well get rid of him now.
Why? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why not?
Where you send him? Miami?
Man, you're going to eat the $27 million, dog. There's all kinds of teams that a playoff for sure teams that could use a backup quarterback, man. I mean, Denver probably needs one. Keep it real. Coach probably not. Coach might take him back. But I'm just saying, dog.
Yeah. Oh my God, would that be the most insane thing to happen?
I'm saying, like, I'll sell the franchise. I'll sell the franchise if you take back a Wentz. No, but no lie, man. Think about it. Like, what if Tampa Bay needs him? Just for a playoff run.
Yeah.
Right. Anything can happen. Miami might need them. Their backups are hurt.
Shelly says the team plays better with Heineke. When have you seen Terry celebrate that much with Wentz? And I was okay with Wentz. He just don't look as comfortable with us. So I have one point, and then I think someone else has to say something, Shelly. So when Terry signed his deal in the offseason, I think we heard this. One of his things was we don't have a quarterback. He said that. We don't have a quarterback. And I think that was present company included. And so when we went out and got Carson Wentz, he was excited. It was an incentive for him to sign a long-term deal. I'm not crazy, right?
We signed Carson so we could re-sign Terry.
Yeah. And of course he celebrates with Wentz because I don't have the tweet. A guy named Disco, if you follow him on Twitter, he tweeted in the first half of the game. He was there. Terry's body language says it all. The dude was upset and he was pissed off because he wasn't getting the ball. He was open and he wasn't being targeted. Terry was pissed. And when he finally got the ball, he was on another level. He's like, throw me the ball. I want it. I want it. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. That's why he was so emotional yesterday with Taylor.
And he was celebrating like that week 1 when he caught that 49-yard bomb from Wentz.
Yep. And
he looked real mad in the first half.
Up and down dude. He can be the calmest dude in the world. And I'll tell you what, though, ever since he got paid, he has been a lot more emotional. That's not the right word. Yeah. Excitable. He's a lot more excitable. Ever since he got paid, he's looking like the kind of receiver that one L.E. Suggs would like. Because L.E. says he loves his receivers to be divas. And, and that's not in a negative sense. But
usually the best ones are.
Yeah, usually the best ones are, and Terry's getting more like that. I think he got paid, and now he wants to live up to that contract. Yes. And I think that's why he's become more excitable. He wants to live up to his contract. How many players in the NFL can you sit there and say they got paid, and now they want to live up to that?
And Taylor is more emotional just as a natural person. So when he plays a good play, he's like, let's fucking go. Let's go. Carson makes a play, and he's just trots to the next play. He's just not an emotional person. So why would someone respond to someone with no emotion with emotion? You're going to match their energy.
Right. Which people
act like they've been there before and some don't.
I never seen Avery Johnson do the Dougie with Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that motherfucker ain't dancing. He was out there doing it with the Admiral.
Yeah.
I called up the Admiral.
Yeah. Heineke does have determination. He's got moxie. Marcus or Andre Shorter, welcome to the show.
You know what? I'll straight up say it. Heineke, yes, he plays. He's got balls. He doesn't always have brains, but he's got balls. We don't use the
word balls on here. We use the word moxie, Phil.
Moxie Monday. Jason says after Indy, we had Minnesota and Philly. 2 tough games.
Got hangers.
We could come out of the Houston game 4-4 when all of us are about 3 weeks ago, like the season's over. Well, I was. The season's over. We come out, I think, 4-4, and then on to Minnesota and Philly. This is playing up nicely for us to finish 7-10. I'm telling you, or 8-9.
I predicted
then we're going to be like,
I'm letting y'all know.
Yeah,
I have this weird feeling. I have this weird
Vocal equals leader.
Is not equal leader. Jesus Christ.
Not. I. That's not a cookie cutter statement you can say. It can be, but in general, I don't think so.
Look, when I was in high school, we had a running back who was the best player on our team, and he was vocal, but everyone thought he was a dick, and no one listened to him. Okay, so vocal does not mean leader. All right.
Yeah.
We just blocked for him because we wanted to win games, not because we wanted to make sure he did well, so we did well. We wanted to win because they were giving him the ball because he was the starting running back.
Y'all like they just go out there and not want to get paid next year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what? I'm not blocking for this, dude. Wait till they put Heineke in, then I'm going to turn it up.
Yeah. Right. Deuce says, I was at the game, saw the tweet. Taylor will give him the ball more than Wentz, and that's a fact. He wants the ball even when he looks covered. And it's a known fact, though. Carson always spreads the ball around. He has spread the ball on every team he's been on, mostly because he's had shit receivers everywhere he's went, but he always spreads the ball around. I don't think that's a secret, but when you as Dev would say, we have the highest paid non-Pro Bowl, non-all-pro wide receiver in the NFL.
Right. We got the highest paid.
Now here's the interesting
That's the guy in the league.
Do you think though that when Jahan Dotson comes back, does his targets suffer because Taylor will only throw the ball to McLaurin?
I think Jahan and him got some work together because you realize that that McLaurin didn't do any OTAs, man.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, Dotson was the guy staying after practice with Heineke throwing with him and stuff. Like, Dotson was the guy.
Well, I thought Dotson was staying after the throw with Wentz, too.
Man, I'm saying, but he was definitely there with
Dotson puts in work. I love that dude. I will keep that dude all day.
Right. I think that Samuels was, too, when he was, like, coming back nursing. He was throwing passes after practice with Heineke.
Yeah.
So
true story.
Now I will say this. Hey, I will say this. All right. That throw to McLaurin, still greatest throw Taylor's ever made. It was a professional deep ball. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off. That was a 3-step drop. Why the hell didn't Scott Turner call that at all? When he was calling all those 7-step drops the previous 6 weeks, we could have done these with 3-step drops.
You get the Elmo gif. I don't know.
The play calling is what really won this game, right? No matter who was back there at quarterback, they were going, whether it be Wentz or Heineke, they were going to look better than our quarterback play has been in several of our previous games because of the play calling was better.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's the thing. This is where I'm going to get on my I like Heineke bag. Okay, we play Indy. Indy's spiraling down. They're trying to actually tank. And when they suck for the next 5 years, I'm going to point to them and say, "Hey, look, proof that tanking doesn't work." All right. But here is the interesting thing. I think we're going to steal one from either Minnesota or Philly. And that's going to make this season real interesting.
Yeah.
If we call the smart offensive and defensive game plans we saw yesterday. Oh, and by the way, Scott Turner made an in-game adjustment without having to go to halftime first. He started changing up the plays he stopped doing the straight drop backs. He started running the ball more when he realized that, oh my God, Heineke is playing awful. We got to take the ball out of his hands. That was it to me. That was a sign of some growth from Scott Turner. If he can continue this, and Del Rio keeps up the improvements he's done, I think we could steal one from Minnesota or Philly. And for some reason, Minnesota is the one that I'm looking at. Like,
you're not beating Minnesota, bro.
I mean, with a healthy complement of Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, who is healthy,
and they're getting ready to get Chase, Jamar Chase. It seems like. Not Jamar Chase, but Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
But we will have Chase Young back, and we will have John Dotson back.
Jefferson, Thielen, Osgood, and Claypool.
Our offensive line may be healthier by then.
And Cooks. Like that's gonna be a whole lot. I think our defense will be better than our offense in that game.
Yeah,
but
hey, real quick, let's Paulie said with Terry being vocal equals leader, they respect him from day one. He was reserved. Now he get paid. Be more. Yeah, Jonathan Allen was in the same boat as that. He was very quiet till he got paid and got that C slapped on his chest. And now I think it comes with the money and it comes with the.
And he started throwing punches at the Ron.
Yeah. First he beat his teammate up, and then bam,
little broed him or big broed him.
These were the predictions from Thursday.
Steve almost had it right.
Our guest had Shy Guns, our friend from the Packers fan, who's a friend of the show, had 27-17 for the audio crowd listening to this on the podcast replay tomorrow morning on your commute into work. Terrence Perry, our friend from the Eagles, 17-14 Washington.
Shy Guns changed his prediction after the pod.
He sure did. Dev had 24-17 Washington. Phil had 19-17 Washington. I had 23-20 Green Bay. Aaron had 26-20 Washington. Greg Delaney had 28-13 Green Bay. Marcus had 27-14 Washington. Antonio Brown had 24-20 Green Bay. Mario Alvarez,
5 flasher.
24-13 Washington. George Sunil, 23-17 Washington. He was close. Joe Bernard, 24-20 Washington. He was the closest person. And same with Jesse Caldwell, who's in the chat. 24-20 Washington. And Andre had 35-10 Green Bay. Jesse Caldwell in the chat saying execution was
forgot that. You forgot. Rod predicted
42 to
Green Bay
3 or something. But yeah, that was the predictions we had. And real quick, Aaron said, let's take a look at the remaining schedule. And we can do that real quick. Here's the remaining schedule for the rest of the season here. Compliments of one Mr. Aaron Scherer. So we have coming up in the hopper, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Philly, Houston, Atlanta, New York, bye week, New York, San Fran, Cleveland, and Dallas.
I think we win 4 of those out of 6.
I mean, what would you say the definite losses are? Philadelphia,
Minnesota.
That's
it. We're gonna get one of those. We're gonna get one of those Knicks. We're gonna get one of those Knicks.
I'm never sold on Minnesota.
I think San Francisco will be harder than people think because Christian McCaffrey will be very well. He'll either be injured or he'll be well acclimated to the offense by Christmas Eve. And then New York is playing at a very high level, as much as we clown New York. So we might split one of those.
Right.
So I have 4 losses on my fingers right now that I think we'll probably lose out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 6 and 4 for the last 10.
We win in 4 more games for a break, dog.
That's 9 and 8. That's bordering on playoffs.
We win in 4 more games before bye week, dog.
Not in the in the NFC East, no, but wild card, if everyone continues to suck at it in the NFC, that's a chance, possibility.
And here's the thing. I think we could beat Indy. I think
EDP 445. If you know who that is on YouTube, go check him out. I'm not going to say the acronym, but EDP is a diehard Eagles fan on YouTube. He's kind of funny, a little overboard at times, but
I don't like Philly. I just no, I just don't see us beating Philly. I don't know. I think it'll be more competitive than last time.
I think if Wes Schweitzer and Cosme are back, possible. Like I don't really fear the Eagles per se. I fear their pass rush. Everything else, I think we're okay. I don't think Hurts will kill you unless you get behind. Like if you're trailing them because you can't do anything on offense, he'll eat your lunch all day because he's going to just bore you to death with read option 5-yard passes all day and then catch you over top somebody fast. That's what they do. But I'm not that scared of Philly if you can stop them dudes from coming there and sacking your quarterback. If you can stop that, I think you can beat them. Same with Dallas. If you stop them from sacking you, you can beat the shit out of Dallas, man.
Can I also point out that the Giants have been pretty much winning their games much like how we won yesterday. Think of that.
They're doing the Baltimore
close games. Defense hold them the opposition to a manageable score and running the ball and not putting the game in their quarterback's hands to carry it the whole way. So the Giants kind of created this template, and now we seem to be following it, which I'm fine with because look what they're doing. That's why it makes the Giants games interesting to me, because I don't think that talent-wise the Giants are better than us. I think that they just knew who they were and played within their limitations from the jump. We didn't. And I am interested to see where things stand come the Giants games, because I think that the Minnesota game and the two Giants games will really determine where this season goes.
Yeah.
I think that's because if we can split with the Giants and maybe steal one from Dallas, I at the end of the season, I think we're in the playoffs at that point.
Right. All right. Good, bad, good,
we're having
bad,
that conversation.
Ugly, and great. Dev, let's start with you. Devon Boxmuncher Targaryen. Good, bad, ugly, and great.
Von Boxmuncher. That's what that is. Good. I'm gonna go with Terry. Obviously.
Sorry, I got a friend named Devon. That's why. That's why I said.
By the way, the best pass of the day was the pass he made on the sideline on 3rd and 7 to basically was our game-winning play where he rolled out and threw the ball to Terry in bounds on the sideline. Dot. He threw it only where he could get it. Dot. That's the best play. That's the best pass of the game. Man, he threw that right to him. Watch the replay. That's what I told you. Dip the shoulder to avoid pass rush, reset, dot. You got to watch it. He did some good things in there, man. Bad of the game will be Heineke in the first half. Oh, my God, bro. High pass outside, behind throw on a wide open Terry twice. Terrible. Ugly is Joey Sly. Man, dude, you got to make those 30-something yard field goals. I think was it 30-something or 41 he missed?
In the 40s.
Going up the upright.
That going was so loud. It's like they had a microphone right where to spot it. Dunk.
It looked like a doink in though when I watched the replay, but definitely missed.
It was hooking. It was hooking back in. I mean, at least it wasn't like a bad.
It would have been good from 50. Unfortunately, wasn't good. But those are my 3.
Okay. Phil, what you got?
Good was the running game. Good was the running game. I mean, this two-headed monster of Robinson and Gibson is dangerous, my friends. Dangerous. You know, we racked up over 100. We racked up 166 yards rushing. Good total to have. All right. Complement that with 200 yards passing. That's balance. Very, very, very good.
More than that.
The bad was Joey Sly missing that damn field goal. He redeemed himself later. He knocked in a couple. Okay, so we'll give him that.
What a drop by Aaron Rodgers though to fucking Jones on his sideline. Wow.
Yeah, that was.
I just tipped my cat to that one.
Ugly was Taylor Heineke in the first half. Like, oh my God. And this is why I temper my excitement on Taylor's because of that. If it weren't for what I'm going to mention as part of the great, we lose this game by 20 points. We're down 27 going into halftime. That's why the great was the great was Terry McLaurin. Not only in his receiving the ball, making that catch over Jair. Basically, he owns Jair Alexander at this point.
Daddy. It's his daddy.
He is Jair's daddy. Now,
hey, man, you're going to talk about Louisville players, man.
I will. L1C, no. Anyway.
Mad at what we did in Virginia.
But also, he saved Taylor in the first half with multiple pass breakups on balls that were behind him or wherever that would have been interceptions. There was multiple times he did that. I'm telling you that that saved us. Terry McLaurin was our best defensive back and our best receiver. yesterday.
He did that a lot last year. I would say half the time he was swatting balls down, like you said, so the other player wouldn't get them. And the other time he was jumping up and getting 50-50 balls for Taylor Heineke.
And you know what? I do hope, because we heard right before the game, I think report came out that Taylor worked on his arm strength. And hopefully that's what that throw to Terry was part of him working on arm strength and not just the one time he didn't underthrow or overthrow that ball. Because arm strength isn't just throwing the ball as far down the field as possible, but it's making it hit a spot. Because arm strength includes arc and trajectory and all that too. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that we see more of that. But Terry, definitely great. I'm happy for him that he feels like that he when he demanded the ball, he got it. I'm happy about that.
By the way, Aaron, I've always said this, man. Gibson is our best player, bro.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my bads so I'll just go at the good second half play calling. Like we talked about it before. They moved the pocket. Taylor looked better with the offensive plays. The motions were great. Wishbone offense was great. 2 running back sets, B-Rob and Gibson in the backfield was great. We didn't see that weeks 2 through 6. It's stupid.
You like the shotgun? You like the
Wildcat? Don't know why
look?
we did it. And the snaps were on point too. How about that?
That Wildcat wasn't, but it would look good. I like that play.
Yeah. Curtis Samuel.
I geeked hard for seeing the Wildcat.
But the bad, you said it, Dev. Gibson is the best player on the team. Gibson got 10 carries, and I know we're forcing B-Rob down our throats. Gibson is the better running back right now.
Gibson had 18 touches though. Like if
he did,
if
he had in the passing game too.
Yeah, if you can give him 18 to 22, 23 touches throughout the course of the game, that's starter carries, in my opinion. I'll take it. If your goal is to whip down the line or to weaken down the line by bashing Robinson into him all day and then just running stretches with Gibson, I'm here for it. Especially if you motion him out of the backfield into a wide out. That's awesome. I love it. I love seeing Armani Rogers. I can't wait to see it with Thomas back there playing a pseudo Wildcat quarterback. I would like to see Curtis do that. I think that would have been a touchdown if Curtis would have been handing off to Gibson.
Yeah,
it really would have been dangerous.
Don't know what to think.
Yeah.
Yep. And ugly first half play calling. And for me, the great defensive front. They didn't have to blitz, and they kept pressure on Rodgers all game long, which is nice because you can drop people back into coverage. Andre Sorter says, we still can't give Scott Turner too much credit because he'll turn into the village idiot in the blink of an eye. Yes.
By the way, Gunny Man, I'm glad that Bobby McCain didn't make any plays. He also didn't make any bad ones. So, if you're not seen, you know what I'm saying, that sometimes it's better than being seen.
Marcus says, bad as Kendall Fuller, getting burned by a tight end. Good. Robinson and Gibson combination. Great. Terry McLaurin deserves his money. That's right. Tony says, Tony Shevers, welcome to the show, says that new tight end Armani Rogers was clutch. He's been on the practice squad. They stashed him. Former quarterback in college. So I think our tight ends room is very versatile. We have 2 emergency quarterbacks in the tight end room.
I think Armani made the team, bro. I don't think he ever was on practice squad.
Well, we also had Logan was not activated.
Yeah. I don't think
he was on practice squad. He was on practice squad.
Cole was not active. Cole was injured. So all these guys were like not active. So I think he might have made the 53, but
I think he made it. Yeah.
Once the others came up, they sent him back down. But Paulie says, good is Gibby, bad Ty, Kendall Fuller, and Andrew Norwell. Ugly Bobby McCain made no plays, not one tackle, not one breakup. He led the team in pats on the helmet to players who made plays.
Still got more.
He's a funny dude, man.
I like Gunny, even though he and I disagree on things quite often. I like his style.
He's almost the one that said, remember he said Cole Holcomb tackles in self-defense, which I think is.
But ever since then, Cole Holcomb has not been tackling in self-defense.
Cole's been playing pretty well.
Cole watches this show. That's right. Andre says the good, Turner adjusting and calling more runs. The bad, Heineke in the first half. Ugly. Goddamn penalties on defense that allowed Green Bay to move down the field, score.
That's got to stop, bro.
It does have to stop. Can't keep going. Can't keep going. All right. At this point, I'll flash a comment. Aaron says 88 needs more playing time too. Yes, Gibson's the man as long as he don't fumble. Hey, I think it's safe to say the fumbles are fixed. He hasn't fumbled once. He's been.
By the way,
I seen him carry the ball. It looks like it could happen at any moment.
There was two plays that one that I saw that I was like, I like this, and one that I saw where I'm like, we blew an opportunity to do something great. We threw a bubble screen to not a bubble screen, but we threw a wide receiver screen to Cam Sims for a first down. I saw that and I marked that a little bit because I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah,
Cam when he's running with the ball gets yards after the catch. Like that's the weird thing with Cam for a big body receiver. He does well when he gets a little open field.
Yeah.
One play I saw, Heineke, gave the handoff looking like RPO. I was so mad because I was like, man, if you had kept that, it was like a third and short or a second and short. I can't remember exactly when because I didn't timestamp it. He hands the ball off. We don't get the first down, but if he had just kept it and ran instead of giving up that ball, he would still be running right now.
Yeah,
he had that much field in front of him. And I'd like to use that. I mean, yeah, I'll tell you, Heineke, much better, much more mobile than Carson Wentz. Let's use that every now and then because then it makes the threat of RPO, it causes the defense to pause. You catch them off guard a couple times a game.
Yep. All right, Dev, at this point, I'm going to turn over to you, bro. Let's give out our third weekly Glock Dookie Award for week 7. Go.
Week 7 Glock Dookie Award recipient is none other than the Glock Dookiest of them all. It is Shotguns. He predicted that the Green Bay Packers would win 27-17. So
on our show,
friend,
and then revised it to 31-10.
I love you, Shotguns. You're one of my coolest friends in the world, man. But today you get a Glock Dookie Award for the dumbassery that you said on this podcast. Bang, 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 fart. That's what you get. Glock Dookie Award.
We got to come up with some intro music for this.
The Glock Dookie Award show.
Yeah. I need Dev. That's the next thing you got to produce is a.
Are we gonna do the what's the NCAA thing they play whenever they win the championships and shit?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, in the whenever they win the NCAA championship basketball, they play one shining moment. Like one shining moment. One shining moment.
That's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, we need to play that. Whatever, the Glock Dookie Award.
What up, Chris? Dropped in at work. Just dropping to say hi. What up, Kings? Hey, sorry, you just came into the Glock Dookie Award, man. You just came into a big hunk of heaping shit on the screen. That was because our boy predicted 27-10 Packers, and then later he predicted 31-10 Packers. So he got the Glock Dookie Award for this week. So we'll have to make sure.
Glock Dookiest of them all.
Yes. Aaron says the Glock Dookie Award should be the first 10 throws by Heineke. One for 7, and then a pick 6, and then 2 almost ints. I think that was like the summary of the first 10 throws by Heineke. So yeah, one shining moment. Aaron has the one shining moment.
I know. I said in this moment. I'm like, oh wait, that's a metal band.
All right, game balls. If you're listening to the chat, put in your game balls now. Give me one on offense, one on defense. Phil, we'll start with you. And hot.
Game ball on offense. I could go so many different ways because the offense really was kind of what won this game for sure. But let's go defense first because I'm going to save the offense. My game ball on defense is going to go to Cam Curl. Cam Curl had 7 tackles, 5 solo. But he did a really good job playing up in the box as kind of a hybrid linebacker, especially in dime packages. Took away a lot of that short passing game, the simplify things that Aaron Rodgers wanted to do. Well, they weren't so simple with Cam Curl around. So I will give my defensive game ball to Cam Curl. My offensive game ball is going to go to I'm really debating on this one. I have a couple I could give it to, but I think I'm going to give it to.
It's called game ball, not game balls.
Taylor Heineke.
What? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. He's lying. He's good. It's gonna be a psych in here somewhere. Or
nope. I'll give it to him for that second half.
Wow.
That's my peace offering. I will give a game ball to Taylor Heineke for the second half. As much as I fear we're going to see more of that first half, I will give it to him for that second half. All right, because his second half PFF rating was like 87. Yeah. Mind you, an average rating in PFF is 60. Now he finished the game overall with a 34.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but that second half was an 86, 87. I will give him the game ball for that.
Second half alone might have earned it. Okay, so Phil gave Cam Curl on defense. Old Taylor, Moxie Heineken on offense. Dev, who you got?
I'm gonna go Tress Way, man. That 67-yard punt?
Yeah, that was gonna be mine. Good one, man.
Down to the fucking 5-yard line or some shit. Try to take it away from us. He had a couple good punts and flipped the field. Kept our defense with good.
He had one awful one at the end, though.
He did have an awful one at the end.
He picked the worst time to just pop it straight up.
I didn't want to take Taylor Heineke, and I know that you want to go probably with the running back. So I'm going to go with your boy, Tress Way, my favorite player on the team.
You're giving him the offensive and defensive game balls?
I mean, I guess punting this defense. Okay, so punting this defense, I'm going to give it to Tress Way. On offense, I'm going to give it to Gibson. Sorry, I took it.
Yeah.
Gibson gets to be the guy, man. Feed that man. He's the best player on the team, bro.
Yeah. Feed him. Paulie said, giving it to Gibby on offense. Jamin Davis on defense. Jamin Davis played well. I think every game he continuously improves.
Yeah.
Which is all you want to see. Now, first round pick, 19th overall pick. You want to see that earlier in your career, not halfway through year 2. But hey, you know what? The kid's improving. He's getting there. Like I said before, the overreaction. We don't really have middle linebackers yet, so still need to see that. Aaron says defense, Jack Del Rio, great game plan. Offense, Antonio Gibson. For me, I'm going to kind of do the inverse of that. Like Phil gave Taylor Heineke an offensive game ball for his second half. I'm going to give, I hate to say this because I just hate this man. I'm going to give Scott Turner a game ball for his play calling in the second half. As shitty as it was in the first half, I got to acknowledge the good when I see it. I'm not a Scott Turner fan, but man, he called one hell of a game in the second half. It wasn't predictable like all the other previous games. You know, we as fans can watch this in the live game threads in the Washington Football X Facebook group. We can usually predict the play. We didn't have that yesterday, which was great. Just do that every game. It's not hard. And for defense, I'm going to go BSJ, a little St. Juice action. He was all over the place, making plays, batting balls down. I liked it. So my game balls go to Scotty. Scotty doesn't know Turner and St. Juiced. Ref the District in the house. Thank you for tuning in. For those in the chat, go check out Nathan Trevin Stoner on YouTube. Our boys Ref the District for one of the best DC sports podcasts out there. Gibby was outstanding. That's right. Definitely gets a game ball by more than one
honorable
person.
mention to JDR. Green Bay didn't convert a single third down or fourth down the entire game.
And I think that was the first time since
1999.
There you go. I was going to say 98. Very, very good stat. Just flustered all day. Like I said, we didn't even have to blitz. The front four played phenomenal. Andre Shorter says on offense, Terry McLaurin. Defense, St. Juice. I think Terry could have been a candidate either way. But yeah, so that's two of us with the BSJ game balls for the week. So that was awesome. We're 3-4. I can't. It's really hard to describe. I really didn't think we'd be here at this point, at this juncture. No lie, and I don't know if you guys did or not either. But man, sure good to be on this side of the ball. It's a victory Monday, but for us it's also a Moxie Monday. Ref the District says Davis was good yesterday. Yep, I think we got us a middle linebacker in the making, and they're moving him around, playing a lot more nickel. It is pretty nice. Jesse Caldwell says Terry and the defensive line. That defensive line was we were monsters. Now I think Green Bay was down David Bakhtiari on the offensive line. I think they were down another offensive lineman, but hey, we faced another offensive line earlier this year, and they took it to us. I forget which Philly. Wasn't Philly down 2 offensive linemen and we couldn't get to their quarterback to save our lives? So the improvement is definitely had been pretty nice. Paulie says, until we got to the red zone, then Turner shited him. So, yeah, I think he got, I hate to say this, but Taylor bailed him out, and that too down in the red zone.
The one touchdown pass to Gibby. I mean, that was a red zone score.
Greg Delaney says the offense, Antonio Gibson, defense, St. Juice. So we got some consensus here. Looks so far, the predominant winners are Gibson on offense and St. Juice on defense. Greg says the Lions O-line was down 2 starters. There we go. NFC 3-4 is not bad for us right now. Like you said earlier, Phil. What are we in the overall standings?
We are. Let me see if I can pull up the playoff race here. We are 3-4.
3-4. See, we're still in it.
3-4. Let me see playoffs. We currently are tied. We don't have the tie. Well, hold on now. We are. I take that back. We are tied with San Francisco, Atlanta, and Green Bay for the last wild card spot. Right now, it's Philadelphia 6-0, Minnesota 5-1, Seattle 4-3. Tampa Bay leads the NFC South at 3-4.
Yep.
3-4. We're 3-4. The 49ers are 3-4. Falcons are 3-4. Packers are 3-4. Arizona is 3-4. And we actually apparently hold a tiebreaker over Arizona. Wow. And we will hold a tiebreaker over Green Bay. I don't like how they have Green Bay slotted over us.
Man.
So we just got to be one game better than those teams we are tied with.
That's all we got to do. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Sounds easy.
It does sound easy.
It just means that your destiny's more in your hands. Just win, baby.
Destiny's in your hands. That's right. And so moving on to Indianapolis they're 3-3. So we got a chance. We really do have a chance. But the funny part is Vegas opened up the odds. Now, this might have been before the Sam Ehlinger starting for Indianapolis announcement. But with Matt Ryan in question, they opened up with 2.5 point favorites at home.
No, they were 4.5 point favorites at one point before that mention.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, especially
it's now pick 'em basically because Colts are at home.
Home field always gets 3 though.
They get 3, so it's by 3. It was a half point advantage for us. But still, I just can't. They've been playing so bad. Yes, they have 3 wins, but they're probably the worst 3-win team in the NFL, arguably.
Say that about us.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you could say that about us.
Time to prove them wrong, baby.
Yeah, a few more comments as we close out. Cody says Larson, everything starts with him. You know what? Just get the ball to the quarterback. That's all you got to do. And we saw it on Sunday. Where were the good snaps the last 3 games for Carson? I hate saying why play calling, snaps, motions, maneuvers, subbing people in and out, 2 running back sets. The creativity on offense was there. Where was that last?
It's the mass deficiencies, and I think that Scott just wanted to go man for man. We're going to beat you with talent, and I'm fine. I mean, look, if we got to be creative, look, we did it in 2020. We were pulling fumble rooskies against Dallas. Y'all forget this. That whenever Scott feels like his back is against the wall, he starts doing it right. So hopefully we see that moving forward. And you know what? If it means that we got to win the whole way out with Heineke, I'm down with it because I want to win. That's priority 1. I don't care who you win with.
Andre says it's sad the Lions only have 1 win. It's against us. They've really fallen downhill too.
And they still have a better offense.
Aaron said the Eagles and Giants and Cowboys are all ahead of us. Got to close the gap. They need to lose, and they're not losing. Andre says, just need to shut down Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be a long day. Yeah, it sure will. But the way the run defense has been playing, I think we'll be okay. And if they start Sam Ehlinger, there should be no question. I get it. He's in.
I don't know. We play a backup too. I'm not giving that excuse to them, bro.
Our backup
is
better
than their backup.
Man, I don't give a shit. They talking about all kinds of. I'm already talking to Kool-Aid on Twitter, but on here, by the way. He's already on me. I wouldn't say
he's a Colts fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said I wouldn't say shit if the teams I like did nothing for 30 years. He's talking about
I didn't know Colts fan actually existed outside of.
Man, he don't know 3 niggas that play for the Colts.
Oh, is that Kool-Aid? Because I actually interacted with them. I told him.
That's my homie, man. Let me talking shit. You know, I got shotguns and Kool-Aid back to back. I'm talking crap.
Get them. Let's move into shout outs. Dev, you got any shout outs before we close it down?
Shout out Shotguns, man. Always a good sport. Usually he is right when it comes to predict the scores, man. So I was kind of scared when he said 27-10. Generally, if you've been watching the podcast, Shotguns hits scores pretty damn close. But he wasn't this time. That's why he got the Glock Dookie award. Bang, bang, bang. Glock Dookie. But that's all I have to say about that. But hey, next week's gonna get the Kool-Aid's ass, man. But really, I just don't want, the Colts have taken over as the worst hated team because of Irsay, man. Not even because of what Irsay said about Dan, but because of what Irsay said about Wentz before the season. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole thing, man. This reminds me of how we all started hating the Giants when they stole our salary cap a few years ago. Remember that shit?
Yep.
This is the same feel, man. It's almost feel like them against us. I want the Colts to get their ass kicked for other reasons other than football, man.
That's fair.
And I want them to be. If Wentz was there, man. If Wentz was here and he beat the Colts, Frank Reich wouldn't have a job Monday, bro. He still might not. I think Frank Reich's gone after this game. We blow him out. If it looks bad, Frank Reich's gone, bro. And I hire him as offensive coordinator tomorrow.
Offensive coordinator
I hire him as offensive coordinator tomorrow, man.
He's a good offensive mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Phil. Shout outs. What you got?
Shout out to the Heineke Hive. You got one.
Shout out to you.
Let's hope that we get more. This is my peace offering because I want to win more than anything. I don't care who with. So let's hope that y'all get your way for the rest of the season, and we can all agree on someone new and better. It's probably not on this roster if it's not Sam Howell for next year. Let's win this out. We're all fans of the same team. Let's win this out. All right?
Let's do it.
Veronica Christ, the Heineke Hive.
Aaron said, Deb, what's up with your fantasy team? You should have beat me. You give up? Deb's fantasy team about to get the Glock Dookie award at the end of the season. I don't even think he looks at it. And he's all muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Which even proves that he doesn't look at it. You're totally muted, Dev. We have no idea how you're talking about your terrible fantasy football team.
First of all, I don't want to call whoever started a dumbass, but some dumbass started the fantasy football league on the same day that House of Dragons started. Not my fault. I forgot. All I was thinking of is House of Dragons. I forgot. So I didn't pick my team. Therefore, I don't give a fuck.
Your internet's as bad as my fantasy team.
Hey, you want to send me some cash out, man? I'll start trading some of these players. I'm not gonna do that.
By the way, my 1-5 fantasy team is
to
win this week.
He's 1-5, and he tried. He picked his own
I'm
team.
also 1-5, and I tried. You know why? You know who's my quarterback?
Hold on. I picked my team watching a wrestling.
I got Watson. As soon as he get off suspension, I'm going to street.
Aaron fucking Rodgers is my fantasy quarterback, and he's done shit all year.
I have Tom Brady.
Same thing. The old man. It's time to go, old man.
I got Rams guy.
Time to go. Shout outs to everyone who joined the chat tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Aaron, Greg, Ref the District, Andre, Paulie, Cody, Greg, I already said Greg. Jesse Caldwell from Facebook. Marcus Edelin, our boy always chopping in the show. Chris Blow popped in for a hot second. We had Tony Shivers on Facebook. We had a couple new faces we haven't seen before. From YouTube, we had James. We had Jason Donaway from Facebook. We had Michael Harris brought it in. Comment on some Taylor Heineke. Shelly Moore, good to see you for the first time. Please tune in next time. I think I had a couple more. Hopefully I'm not going to forget everyone. Hawk Farmer Chris, thanks for popping in. It was great to see you. Joe Harris, Deuce from Red Zone in the Lab, Ricardo Nash, Bernadette Marie, Phil says is an idiot, Melissa Flores, and Yam. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, we appreciate all you guys once again. Stay tuned for Thursday, our Indianapolis Colts game preview. We'll break it down. We'll see who they have, and we hope to see all y'all then. Any last words, fellas? That's the key.
Peace and hail.
We out.